Hello there, brothers and sisters. I am the Holy Knight, and welcome to my 30 subscriber special. Or 33 actually. Holy crap, 33 subscriber special. I can't even keep up. Come on. Where I shall be remaking not only my profile picture, but also, as you might have noticed already, I remade my avatar. And the main change here was my helmet. Yeah, obviously, you might be asking, why did you change the helmet? Well, that is because you can probably see on the well, it's hard to see on the video, but on the reference, and also on this image that I just put on the screen, because I bought a helmet at a medieval fair. It's pretty cool. I like it a lot. I don't think I wasted my money at all. My parents might think otherwise. I'm remaking it all and actually trying this time to do my best to make it look as cool as possible and also as realistic and accurate to actual armor as possible. Obviously, chainmail wise, I'll be doing the same thing for the chainmail as I did for the old profile picture, you know, just with the stripes. But that is not because I don't want to be as realistic or stylized, even though it looks that way. It's simply because I am lazy. That is the very simple explanation for this. I am just very, very lazy. Just to talk about the design a bit, I got rid of the shoulder pads, the armor. I made it less cartoony and tried to go for a more realistic style. I just thought the armor on my own profile picture, here it is, just looked a bit clunky. The helmet looked a bit blocky, especially the cross in the middle of the helmet looked fucking stupid. Now we are going on to my least favorite point in the video is line art. I really don't like making line art. I don't know why. I just think I feel it's so tedious. Like, you made the sketch. I don't feel like I want to do more, but I have to do more because it needs to look clean, you know? And it's just kind of annoying because, you know, you have to be careful there. I like the sketching part the most because you're kind of free to do whatever you want there. But here, you have to follow lines and really make it look clean. I don't know how good I am at that. I think it went pretty well. And so yeah, now my laziness is showing through with the chainmail because I don't want to draw individual rings. So yeah, I also had to and then I go to the cross line. Later on, you'll see me draw like smaller lines in between them, and that's because I thought, man, these are too wide apart. It would be too easy to see my laziness here, so let me just be even a little less lazy, but still kind of lazy. This was also the most tedious part of the drawing. The chainmail is just so annoying and so incredibly, like I said, tedious. I just didn't want to do it. You'll see how much I didn't want to do it later. Also notice on the sketch that I changed up the gambeson. That is the padding that goes under armor. A really thick, like, jacket that goes under chainmail and the rest of the armor. I had it like in a cross pattern, but now I just went for the stripes because I thought that looked cooler. My tastes have changed. I also changed up the gloves a bit. In the last one, they were more loose, but now I wanted to make them more tight and fancy, if that's the word you want to go for. And I also tried to do more with the folds. I don't think the last time I did my profile picture, the folds looked very good. And the sword, I also went for a more realistic size and shape instead of the improvised crystal in the middle needs to look magical or something. I just went with a sword this time. Might not be very holy knighty, and I might not seem like a very special knight, but that's not the point either. I don't know what I did with the belt buckle. That was just kind of a need to make it special kind of deal. I don't know what I tried to go for there. And now we're on to the color. I am trying to decide the color of the gloves. I wanted to not just make it, you know, like just copy the colors from my previous or my emotes that I'm showing right now. So I tried to really think about the color. For the Gambeson, I decided on a blue, like a dark blue, because I wanted it to be black, but you can't really have it black, and gray is just boring. And of course for the gloves, I went with a brown. For the armor and chainmail, I went for a bluish, kind of dull blue kind of deal, because armor, many people would probably choose gray, but armor, when you shine, it can look more interesting if you use other tints. You can also use like a more dull reddish color, it depends on the environment, obviously. I just like this because it still looks gray, but it's kind of special. On that part. You might also notice that I made the back. I'm making the best flag in the world right here. You might also notice that the background is black, and you might be asking, why is that? Well, that's because when I color, I got too lazy to select the parts, the outlines of the parts I wanted to make. So, I just started coloring it in myself because I think that's more interesting. And so the background is to notice. When I draw up bright colors, it's to notice if there are any out of line, to see if there are any outside. You might have noticed that, okay, this looks a little more gray. It's because I wanted the helmet and all the metal parts, like not the movable things, to look a little bit different from the chainmail. Don't ask me why, it's just like a thing I have where I want those two things to be apart. Right now, the helmet doesn't look that great, but that's why I'm adding the other color now to see what it would look like, just basically. The yellow is just a yellow, by the way, there's no special yellow. Ooh, now we go on to the shading. Ooh, interesting. This was also kind of tedious, but it was fun to play around with the different colors used. I wanted to make the shadow of the armor, or the body in general, just a more cold color, so I went more with the blue. And in the light, I went towards a more orangey, yellow kind of deal to, you know, use warmth and coldness. Now here I use like a really cold limey, like green. To make it seem, like I said, more cold, and to really like say this is the dark side. This is Star Wars. This is the shadow. I also turned down the opacity because if I turn it all the way up, it would look really dumb. Unless it's in shadow, because the shadow is at full opacity. Here I just tried to make it special. I tried to make the shadow special on the chainmail. Like the folds and stuff. I don't know if it worked out. I thought it looked pretty cool. I tried to do the same there. I'm just messing around. I had to copy the colors from the helmet, but I couldn't do that because then I just copy the color that the opacity makes. Ooh, oh, now I was on the shading of the chainmail. I really like this shading. I think it was really like the cherry on top. For the chainmail, it just looks really good, I think. But that's a personal thing. Oh god. Man, coloring the Gambeson was a true pain in the back. It was just because of the lines. I really like how I made the shadow on them, because instead of just being lines, it actually felt like they were like out, and it actually gave shape. That's what color, like shading especially shading, can do. It can give stuff a shape. So you can have a line, you can have like a square, but if you put shading on it, you can make it like you can see where it's heading. And I thought it would look really cool, and it does look really cool. It's just really annoying to make in practice. Because you really have, like, there is no cheat here. There is no easy way. You just have to draw it over and over again on each one. And I'm a lazy person. I don't really want to do that, but I was kind of forced here. You might also be thinking, well, it looks pretty fast to me. Well, yes, it looks fast, but that's because I turned up the speed of the video by 3,000. In actuality, this took hours. But for you, it'll only be 11 minutes and about 35 seconds long, which is, I wish it could go that fast. That would be amazing, but no, this took effort. Not that the last profile picture didn't. It was kind of a half-assed thing because, you know, YouTube. I wasn't doing much with YouTube. Obviously, I did emotes, but even my emotions back then were kind of like just fast drawn, but this time I also put effort into them. You might also have noticed I shaded myself this time, and I shaded the profile, like my profile picture, and I really tried to do something with it this time. I really tried to make it look good, and you might not be able to look at some of the details when it's, you know, profile picture form, but I don't really care. I did it for personal self, and I wanted to rework my entire channel. You might also have noticed I made a new intro, and I like doing this, and I want to continue doing this, and I wanted to celebrate 33 now subscribers, and thank you guys for subscribing. So I did this, and also I noticed that people really seem to like my my drawing video, so Bagel, you might remember him from a previous video where he made me play Among the Sleep. He told me, like, dude, you should do another drawing video, and I obliged. Now I have, at least. I told him, he was like, can't wait to see it, so it's great, yeah. But thank you guys so much for watching. I don't have an outro yet, so this is gonna be all you get. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you for 33 subscribers. Can't wait for the next video where will be playing Halo Combat Evolved, and we'll see where the Halo takes us next. I've never played Halo Combat Evolved or seen much of it, so I'm excited. See you then. Have a wonderful day, night, or evening, depending on where you are, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye. You can't really fade out, can you? Because I have no outro. So. Yeah, well, that's what you get. Goodbye!